Hi there, Stan the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent, licensed in all 50 states. Glad you joined me today for this video. We're talking about retirement withdrawal strategy or strategies using income riders. So we're going to talk about how income riders work, where they're attached to, what products use income riders, what you should know good and bad about income riders, the limitations, the benefits, what I call the asterisk, the things that not anybody knows, but Stan the Annuity Man and a handful of other people that probably I can count on this hand, this big hand that can palm a basketball. Hello, that's what I'm talking about. 6'6". I told someone the other day that because I have a lot of free throw shooting records and shooting records where I used to play basketball, and people go, "That's fantastic." I'm like, not really. It's not a good resume builder, and that and $1 will buy you a really bad cup of coffee. So for all the kids out there going, I'm going to play in the pros. No, you're not. Get your degree. Go, why am I doing that? Why am I giving that? You're already telling your kids and grandkids that, right? All right, never mind. Hit the music. All right, so we're going to talk about income riders. What is an income rider? Where the first thing you need to do, so write down, get your pencil out, go to theannuityman.com, because guess who's written a book on income riders, and guess who'll send it to you for free and under no obligation. No one's going to call it, show up at your doorstep. Me. I'll send you an income rider owner's manual. Who in the world would sit down and write a book on income riders? Let me think. Me. Because I don't have a life. My life is annuities. I'm Stan the Annuity Man. I don't even have a last name. It's Stan the Annuity Man. On my headstone, when I die, my Learjet hits the mountain. I don't have a Learjet, but I could rent one, I guess. It's going to say Stan the Annuity Man, no last name. My wife won't care. She'll be driving off in the Lamborghini with the boyfriend, right? And my 2 daughters will helicopter in and they'll drive off in the Bentley. It won't matter. But income riders do matter. Why do they matter? Because they solve for what I call income later. What is income later? It's get a call the other day, and the guy says, I believe his name was Fred or something, okay? But we're going to call him Fred. I like Fred. He said, "Hey, Stan, I don't really need income now because I'm going to retire in about 5 years." This is a phone, by the way. This is a hand phone. He goes, "I'm retiring about 5 years or 7 years, not sure. What should I do? Me and the wife want to plan. We want to know what we're going to get in the future. How do we do that?" That's called income later. Now, there's 2 products that solve for income later. One's a deferred income annuity, and one's an income rider. We'll talk about deferred income annuities later. We're talking about income riders. Income riders are not just a standalone annuity. You can't call me up like Chester did the other day and go, "Hey, Stan, I've read all the books. I just want to buy the income rider. That's all I want to buy. Me and Martha have made the decision." Hey, Chester, you can't do that. You have to attach it to a policy. How'd you like that? That's attaching, and that's visual. Attach it to a policy. It typically attached to a variable annuity, which I don't sell because nothing against variable annuity people. Love you people, but I don't sell anything that has the potential to go down in value. So that when we use income riders, we attach them to fixed indexed annuities. Now you got to say, "Stan, wait a minute. Aren't you kind of harsh on indexed annuities?" I'm harsh on the way they're sold and the way they're promoted, but indexed annuities are great products. They're not too good to be true, but they're pretty darn good because they're CD-type, MIGA-type products. They give a 2 to 4% return. You don't lose any money. But what we typically and primarily use indexed annuities for is for an efficient and cost-effective delivery system for the income rider. So the income rider you attach it to the policy at the time of application. So I'll give you an example. Let's just say, "Hey, Stan, we want to protect the principal. We want to make sure that we're not going to lose any money, but we want to guarantee an income stream 9 years down the road." You attach an income rider to an indexed annuity that will guarantee a lifetime income stream 9 years down the road. But it gets a little bit more complicated than that because annuities, as you all know, and if you don't, you're getting ready to find out, they're commodity products, meaning that you have to shop them all, that's visual all, for the highest contractual guarantee for your specific situation. So don't ever let somebody, first of all, you should use Stan the Annuity Man, but if your brother-in-law is selling income riders and you have to buy from your brother-in-law, do not allow them to show you just one. "This is the best income rider that I could find." Wrong. You buy all annuity types, including income riders, like you buy a plane ticket. You shop for them. You shop. Now, on my site, theannuityman.com, you can run your own income rider quotes. Hello. How about that? How about that one? You can run your own income rider quotes, or my staff will beat you to the punch and they'll send them to you once you punch in your information. That's the great thing about the Annuity Man. You can run your own quotes there. It's fantastic. But we quote all income riders. And remember, annuity quotes are like a gallon of milk. They change every 7 to 10 days. So you can't just, well, I really like this one. Give us a couple of months, Stan the Annuity Man, and we'll make a decision. Wrong. That's not a sales pitch, and that's not some high-pressure nonsense. It's just reality. So income riders, okay, you have to shop for the highest contractual guarantee. You can set them up for your life. You can set them up with a spouse, etc. Joint life, single life. If it's single life, it's going to pay more contractually, that income stream, than if you set it up joint life, because with joint life, they're covering 2 lives. People say, I got to call the other day. Goes, I like this. It's from the Chester person. I like this income rider, but when does it stop paying? As long as you, Chester, and your wife, Martha, are breathing, as long as you're like, as long as you're breathing, boy, that got there. It's going to pay. When you stop breathing, or if it's joint, when the second spouse stops breathing, okay, then the income stops. So I don't know what the return on investment is going to be until you die. There's no ROI till you die. It's a transfer risk pension product. So don't compare it to bonds or stocks or ETFs or GameStop, Bitcoin. It's a pension. And in the world that we live in, 90% or I think it's 90% of private companies, or more than that, do not offer pensions. The only pensions around if you work for the government or a really good labor union, or the 1 or 2 or 3 or 10 or handful of companies that do offer pensions, great. The rest of us have to create our own pension, okay? Now, visual. Here's how it works. Draw a line down a blank sheet of paper. For me, this is my left-hand side. I know for you it's your right. For me, it's my left-hand. Left-hand side is the index annuity. Right-hand side is the income rider. So when you get your statement or you go online to check your account, you're going to see 2 valuations: index annuity accumulation value and income rider value. Spoiler alert, the income rider value was always going to be higher. Also remember, and you have to remember this one, because people will call me and say, Stan, I got an 8% annuity the other day. My brother-in-law sold me an 8% annuity. No, he didn't. Your brother-in-law either lied to you or doesn't know anything. What you got is an 8% income rider. A lot of these income riders during the deferral time period, when you're waiting to turn on the income, will grow by this high percentage rate. And you're like, Jimmy Carter's back in office. I love Jimmy Carter. He's from Georgia and he builds houses, and his brother, he drinks beer. That would be Billy for all you guys. Billy beer. No, Jimmy Carter's not in office. That's not 8% or 7% or 6% or 5% yield. You can't call up the annuity company and say, hey, send me that 7%, that'd be good. No, but it's going to grow by that amount, so that when you turn on the income stream, it's going to be a high dollar amount that you're going to base that first income amount on for life. It's not going to go up or go down. Yes, there are income riders that have, some, not all, not many actually, increases in the income stream. But remember Madonna, Vogue, let your body roll to the income rider music. What am I doing? Income rider without a COLA or inflation increase, income rider starts here with an inflation increase. Annuity companies have the big buildings for a reason. As my CEO says, she goes, they're sponsoring sports stadiums for a reason. They know when we're going to die. Income rider without, income rider with an inflation increase. That doesn't mean you don't buy the inflation increase. You just have to know they're not giving it away. And when the person's pitching, you're going, well, this annuity just for inflation. And you go, what? That sounds great. Cynthia, that sounds great. No, it sounds great. It sounds too good to be true because it is. With every single annuity sales pitch, if it sounds too good to be true, it is. Period. No exceptions. Okay? Great story. I digress a little bit. Great story. So we ran a quote for a gentleman the other day, and he wanted like a defer for 10 years. He was really planning. I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. You need to plan. Defer for 10 years, and we ran the quote, and the quote came back, and it was, say, XYZ company. And it was a really high payout. I mean, really high to the point where it was marginally higher, so much marginally higher than the company that finished second. They were like, wow, that's pretty high. And he's like, well, why is it so high? This is an asterisk, and this doesn't happen all the time, but you just need to know there are companies that will pay a high amount for the first 10 years, and then it drops after 10 years. 98% don't do that. But I'm giving you the reason that you need to set an appointment at theannuityman.com and talk to me, because I will explain to you how these income riders work. And people that say all annuities are the same, or I hate all annuities, all this stuff, yes, income riders solve for income later. Yes, they do, okay? But you have to understand that companies try to delineate themselves, how about that word? Delineate themselves from the other to make themselves more attractive. So that's the reason we need to run the quote, and you just can't make a decision on some guy or some gal sending you a proposal. We need to dig in, you need to read the books. And actually on my Stan the Annuity Man YouTube channel, if you hit playlist, you're gonna see that I've done a ton of videos just on income riders in addition to this one that goes deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into income riders. Now, let's talk about fees on income riders. With most, I'd say 98%, who knows? That's the Stan the Annuity Man math percentage, but the majority have a fee for the income rider for the life of the policy. But remember draw the line down the middle of the page, income rider over here, index annuity side over here, the call options. The fee for the rider comes out of the index annuity side, whatever that is. And typically, ballpark, it's around 1%, could be a little bit more than 1%, could be less than 1%. But in that 1% range, okay, that's taken out of the accumulation value for the life of the policy. Even after you turn on that income stream from the income rider, that fee is going to be deducted from the accumulation value. Once again, the annuity companies have the big buildings for a reason, but remember what they're doing. They're taking on the risk of your life expectancy. You're saying, hey, annuity company, I'm going to buy an income rider. I'm going to turn it on 7 years from now. You, the annuity company, I want you to take that risk on and pay me or me and the spouse or me and the partner for the rest of our lives as long as we are breathing. One last thing about income riders that I think is very, very important. It's called flexibility. It's not me because I can't even reach down and touch my toes. I mean, this is flexible to me. That's flex, okay? Income riders, flexible. What do I mean by that? Let's just say the gentleman that wanted the 7-year income start, and he's buying an index annuity with an income rider. The surrender charge for the index annuity was a 7-year surrender charge. We get to the 7 years, and Fred says, you know what, Stan the Annuity Man, America's Annuity Agent, licensed in all 50 states. Yeah, that's how you have to do it. He says, you know what, I don't want to turn on the income rider. I just want all the money back. Things have changed. My Aunt Martha died and left me $400 million. I don't need it anymore. You do not have to take it. How about that? It's not annuitized. The majority of income riders, as you'll read in my book when you get it at theannuityman.com, Income Riders Owner's Manual, the majority of income riders are not annuitized, meaning you're not ripping the knob off the faucet and the income's coming, you can't do anything about it. Income riders are flexible. You literally could shut it on and off if you wanted to. If they raise income taxes to 92%, like my CEO once, she goes, let's tax all rich people at 92%. She didn't say that. But she just pointed out the other day that used to be the case. Then we could shut it off. Not many people do that, but we could. I was thinking about a Genesis song. Turn it on, turn it on, turn it on again. Remember that, Phil Collins? Turn it on. That's me dancing. Turn it on. Okay, what I'm trying to get to, the point is, with income riders, it's pretty cool. You can, let's just say you turn it on in 7 years. You could shut it off and then turn it on at year 10. Shut it off and then turn it on year 15. Flexible. It's flexible. Okay? That's all you need to know. I'm so glad you joined me for this crazy, wonderful income rider video. But what I want you to do before you leave is hit subscribe, share, like, comment, and I'll see you on the next Stan the Annuity Man video.